Depression in humanity is a gigantic phenomenon, especially as the psyche, the human psyche, is very complex. There's a lot of reasons to be depressed in humanity. Life is very difficult. There is a survival problem. Most people get stuck just on survival problem. 90% of humanity is struggling to survive, which means to pay the rent, to pay the mortgage, to get some food in the fridge if there is a fridge, right? To pay for the iPhone, to pay for the kid, to pay for all of that is such a stress. Usually the soul is stuck right there on survival. There are family problems. A lot of souls, most souls don't come from good families. There's a lot of mental defect. There's a lot of bad habits. There's a lot of bad thinking going on, bad sentiments going on. Bad mothers and bad fathers affect children and cause depression. There's work stress. It's very difficult to get up in the morning every morning for, till the age of 65. You have to go to work, and you have to get up in the morning to go to work. That is a cause of depression. It's a tremendous stress. There's also a need for romance. You need to love and to be loved, to be happy. I mean, there's an emotional need to be happy. There's a pleasure need as well. More stress. There's the need for the head to expand. The reason to grow. All faculties want to grow, not just one of them. Right? The physique has to thrive into manhood or womanhood as well. There's a pressure there. So soul happiness depends on the well-being of all the four faculties, and the soul has to be the center of happiness. This is so rare, it hardly ever happens. We just don't look after the soul. We usually look after one of these four faculties. We're a head person, a heart person, a stomach person, or a genital person. That's what we are in humanity. So when we speak about bipolar disorders, somebody has a bipolar disorder, which means they're depressed and they're bipolar. Really, there are four different poles here. There's one master faculty and three slave faculties going on in almost every human being. Whenever a faculty becomes a slave to a master, that slave faculty is very unhappy. If a faculty is a slave for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, it becomes a cancer in the soul. Instead of being an asset, it becomes a cancer to the soul. And that becomes the holes of depression that we get in the 40s, in the 50s, whether you're wealthy or whether you're poor. Depression is a very, very big deal. You could have the biggest house, the biggest yacht. You could have an extraordinary career, an artist that has accomplished extraordinary things. Still, depression will haunt that soul because one of these four faculties has been so rated and berated and unable to grow in happiness that depression becomes powerful.